Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is our Prophets of Awakening. This is our Sabbath class, the 3rd of July, 2021. We're going to be connecting some more dots for Israelites. I'm asking everybody to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And this is a non-Messianic channel. Was dealing with the Tanakh and the Torah. With that being said, I want to say shalom and welcome to everyone. And we're going to do our moment of silence, Sabbath prayer, songs, and then current events. So, Lord, we thank you for your great mercy and your great power and wisdom. We tarry waiting for your powerful deliverance of your people, Israel. Oh, Lord, you have given unto us insight into the scriptures of our forefathers. And you, O Lord, has directed us to who you are and your role in the goings on of heaven and earth. And we come this Sabbath day, doubtless that you will appear and that you will gather your nation from among these wicked Gentiles. Oh Lord, you spoke through your prophet Isaiah and said that you would help Abraham's seed. You have completed that promise as of this day. You said, oh Lord, that you would remove darkness from around us. Tarry not, oh Lord. Latter days are here, but we are waiting and watching for you, oh Lord. Peace be on you. Okay, with that being said, it's going to do it. Psalms. Y'all don't hear that noise from next door, do you?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it loud?
Yeah.
Okay. It's always something. Let me get it. Psalms. So I'm going to read Psalm 22. It says a cry of anguish and a song of praise. It's by a Psalm of David. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and I am not silent, but thou art holy, O thou that inhabiteth the praise of Israel. Our fathers trust in thee. They trust, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee, and were delivered. They trust in thee, and were not confounded. But I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of men, or despise of people. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lips, and shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord, that he would deliver him. He let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God from my mother's belly. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. Many bulls have compassed me. Strong bulls of Bashan have beset me round. They grasp upon me with their mouths as a raving, roaring lion, and I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It is melted in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a prostrate, and my tongue cleaved to my jaws. And thou hast brought me into the dust of death. My dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. They look and stare upon me. They part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. But be not thou far from me, O Lord. My strength has thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darlings from the power of dogs. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorn. I will declare thy name unto my brethren in the midst of the congregation, will I praise thee. Yet that fear, ye that fear the Lord, praise him, all ye that ye the seed of Jacob, glorify him and fear him, all ye that the seed of Israel, for he have not despised nor abhorred the affliction of the afflicted, neither have he hid his face from him, but when he cried unto him, he heard. My praise shall be of thee in the great congregation. I will pay my vows before them that fear him. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindred of the nation shall worship before thee. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. And they that be fat upon the earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. Their seed shall serve him, it shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he have done this. So this is Psalm 22, and it's a Psalm of David. And so what I wanted to shine light on was I was telling you how through typologies they superimposed David messiahship and superimposed it and gave it to JC. So if you notice, it says in verse 1 says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my ruin? That's what JC said on the cross. They got it from right here. Okay. What you say? I can hear you.
What you said, please repeat.
Shalom.
Okay, somebody, I'm not understanding what's going on. Okay, so it says right there, verse 1, that's David talking, but they got it over there with JC when he's on the cross. And then it says, another one is, be not far from me, for thy trouble is near, there's none to help. That's another one they use. Okay, I had another one out here. Yeah, I'll come back to it. So that was Psalm 22. It's cry and anguish of the song of praise by David. Okay.
Brother Leonard, also verse 16.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't that in Isaiah where they was trying to say it was JC?
Right, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Verse 16 says, the dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me, they pierced my hands and my feet. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Well, my allergies acting up again. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Okay. In a minute. Okay. Yeah. So, anybody have any current events?
Oh, one more, Brother Leonard.
Okay.
Verse 24. Because they were saying that he would be despised.
Right.
They was trying to put that on JC, but as David, he said it himself. He was despised of men.
Right, exactly. I mean, that goes back to also Psalm 53. They connecting this right here to Psalm 53, but none of it has nothing to do with him. But they getting the concept from the Tanakh and from the Psalms. Okay. So I'm gonna read 24. For he have not despised nor abhorred the afflictions of the afflicted, neither have he hid his face from him, but when he cried unto him, he heard. So that's the Psalm of David. David the one talking, not JC. JC ain't nowhere around. Okay. Shalom. So anybody got any current events? Okay, I got some. Let me get them right quick. I'm gonna backtrack on those videos I was trying to bring up last night, because like I said, I think they're important. So here we go. I think you got to come in through the through YouTube, because it's full up in here. Okay, let me get this.
I'm sorry, that was verse 6. I gave you the wrong verse. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men and despised of the people. That's the verse I was trying to find. Psalm 22:6.
Okay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay.
I wanted to add about this prayer, because it seems like when you are out here truly seeking, the Most High, His laws, His statutes, commandments, you really trying to change.
Yeah, you kind of low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It seemed like when you really trying to change and seek the Most High with all your heart and soul, that you do become despised by everybody, by your family, by your friends. It's like people start to hate you for real.
Right.
Judge you for trying to return back, and it's like they taunt you and try to play it like the Most High is not going to come for you, or you doing wrong by stopping what you're doing and seeking Him and putting your trust in Him. And it's like the devil be so busy attacking people's spirits who like the closest to you to try to afflict you, bring you pain, and to know that our beloved King David was also subjected to this atrocity from his people as well, to be despised. He was made after, he was a man after the Most High. It's just, crazy that whenever you are on this journey, that it's truly a hard path.
Right.
Right. So that's I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the reason why I asked about, it's no question. It's not a good question, because you don't know who is going to help. So with that being said, I asked the question yesterday, what was the soul? And I asked that for a reason, because I'm trying to give you a broad understanding of the makeup, the mechanics, and what's going on. So I'm back here again in Genesis chapter 15. Enoch 15. And it said, I'm gonna read it again. It's about 11 verses. It says, and he answered and said unto me, and I heard his voice, fear not, Enoch, thou righteous man and scribe of the righteous, approach hither and bear and hear my voice, and go and say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee to intercede for them, you should intercede for man, and not man for you. Wherefore have ye left the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and defiled yourself with the daughters of men, and taken to yourself wives, and done like the children of the earth, and begotten giants, right, as your sons. We're going somewhere. And though ye were holy, spiritual, though you was holy, spiritual, and living the eternal life, you have defiled yourself with the blood of women, and have begotten children of the blood of flesh, and as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish. Therefore have I given them wives also, that they might impregnate them and begot children by them. But thus that thus nothing might be wanting of them on the earth. But you were formerly spiritual, living in eternal life, immortal for all generations of the world, and therefore I have not appointed wives for you as for the spiritual ones of heaven. In the heavens is their dwelling place, right? So 7. And now the giants. Okay, here we go right here. This is the issue what's going on with us, you, and everybody else. And now the giants who are produced from the spirit and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling place. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies. I told you, soul and the body, two different things. Soul and body, two different things. So the spirit that's in us, when we pass, it came from heaven. So it ascends back to heaven. That's what these angels there for. When that life ends on the earth, that body dies, they help that spirit that came from Yah back to heaven. But these spirits, they in these giants, because they was abominable. Angels never supposed to sleep with women. So that spirit that was in that giant couldn't have seen. He stayed on the earth. He don't die. It stayed on the earth. It lost his body, but it stayed on the earth and it's going around, or I told you, entering into other people. And how they able to do that is ignorance. Void of understanding, not thinking like a Hebrew, not understanding what the Most High did and how He made everything. So, for however long it is that you live on the earth and you don't never come into this knowledge, they didn't set up house, they didn't set up shop inside of you. A lot of the things that's being suggested to you think you making a suggestion, but they making a suggestion. So then, when this truth comes, it says, "Happy are the feet of the man that comes." Bringing great tidings. So when they come and wake you up, then that's where the conflict coming from. So people around you got those spirits in them. They ain't did nothing with it. They don't have no understanding. So the spirits are set up in them. So they see that you're not doing that no more. So now that's where it's coming from. It's not actually the people. That's the people themselves. It's what they set up shop in them.
Yeah, and it's like you can literally tell when the spirit done jumped on the person, because it's like you can hold somebody, and then when such evil and wickedness come out their mouth, you just start looking at them sideways. At least
exactly.
that's what it's been for me in this journey, that when I was living for the devil, I couldn't get nobody to give me the word of the Most High. But when he decided to clean me up from the dust, and when he decided to put his name upon me, it's like that's when the spirits around just became agitated. And you can get that when you got a light inside of you, that your spirit aggravates the spirits and demons that be inside of folk. And that's why it just get their blood to boil, and they just say such things outside of their neck. And it because
So what that is, so what you have to understand about that is, I call it old black Negro bullshit. So what you have to do is you don't address it, because that's what they want. They want you to address it, because then you're gonna get angry and get all into this. You sitting there with the understanding of what you're dealing with, and you leave it like that. You ain't looking for no confrontation. You already the Most High done woke you up, and you looking at what was shown to you. You looking at it, so you don't have to address it. That's what they want. That's what chaos comes from when you address it. You don't have to address that. You see what you're dealing with. You already know this is what the Most High said. That the Enoch told us that these wicked spirits that's coming up against me. And I was telling you how David told Abishai, you ain't got nothing to do with this. That's the Most High job. You ain't no angels, or you ain't creating no evil spirits, so you ain't got to address that. Most High, He got angels and all that to deal with that. You just sitting there with a countenance to understand what it is that you're looking at and what it is that's coming up against you, and you leave it at that. Because if you don't, it's going to be conversations.
Shalom.
Okay.
Goes back to Psalms 37.
What you said, Jeanette?
Where did you just read?
That, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeanette.
Where were you just reading from, Leonard?
Oh, I was in Enoch chapter 15.
Okay, thank you.
It's 11 verses. It explains and breaks down the origin of evil spirits.
Okay.
And you got to understand that. You have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? So we at the end. There ain't no, it's not no babies. Ain't no babies. It's all about meat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so
Okay.
yeah, you have to
Thank
understand that that's the foundation.
you. Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying before, they able to enter into you. So you sitting, like I said, you sitting there when you go back and we gotta break down from the Gentiles' perspective on the makeup of the brain, like the ego and all this different stuff. Well, what is this that's making these evil, wicked suggestions to you?
Mm.
It's something else outside of you. But
Mm-hmm.
we thinking it's a part of our makeup, but it ain't. It's something that's been there, that's been posted up because our culture ain't here no more. So from day one, it's been posted up in there, making suggestions to you. You think it's a part of you. It ain't a part of you. Because no sooner than you come into this understanding, then you got to get. That's when you realize it wasn't a part of you.
So are you saying, in addition to the ego and all these other things that psychology tells us influences us, you're saying above and beyond that is these evil spirits that are bound to the earth?
Yeah, that's been here for thousands of years.
Okay.
That's super sharp. So, and that's what people not understanding when you start talking about hereditary stuff, like the mama had a baby at 14 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she have a daughter. Well, she don't have this understanding, this knowledge right here that's coming forth now. So 9 times out of 10, her daughter gonna have a baby at 14, 15 years old. Cause nobody ain't conversing. Nobody ain't spitting no knowledge. Nobody ain't saying, well, this would happen to me. I'm gonna make, if I don't do nothing else in life, I ain't gonna let this happen to her. But they ain't doing that. And so the same being or whatever that is that's set up in her that led her off that road, gonna lead your daughter off the road if you don't do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It
Right.
ain't got, and it's happening over and over again. And like I said, what you guys understand, you're dealing with abominable spirits. The Most High just told you they can't come back. You
Mm-hmm.
can't come back. You left a high and lofty heaven and then came down here. You ain't coming back. So
Mm.
they're abominable. And they going around doing all the most, and all it takes is knowledge and understanding to understand what's going on. And then you ain't got to address it, it's just that you know. Like I
Yeah.
said, with flies and dung. You come in flies all on the dung and you run them off. You leave 2-3 minutes later, they're gonna come right back on top of the dung.
Right.
Same way with them. With no understanding, no knowledge, they might leave and then go come right back. Because you ain't got no knowledge, no foundation, nothing laid down to break that, for them to go.
That's
And
big, Leonard. That's huge.
right, you have to be able to speak to, understand. Words are in that dimension.
Yeah.
Words are that's where they at. They in the other dimension. So once you understand what you're dealing with, you have to speak to that.
Mm.
You can't sit there and don't say nothing because like I said, you have crazy, wicked dreams at night. That ain't no angel from heaven. That's these
Mm-hmm.
wicked spirits that enter in you. You have these wicked dreams, wild dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
immediately you have to speak to
Address
that.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
So like I was saying, you sleep, and people are understanding that you in a dead state. It's when your eyes open. It's
Mm.
like your car, you driving down the road on a dark road, your headlights ain't on, you can't see nothing. But when you turn your headlights on, you see everything. Well,
Yeah.
while you sleep, your headlights off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here they come. And then you wake up, well, like I said, a fly, you gonna rise up, back away, and then you go back to sleep, you come right back, pick back up what you were doing.
So, Leonard, so
You know what?
even though,
Go ahead.
so what, okay, what would you say when we're asleep, because of the knowledge of the evil spirit, do they know that we are asleep? Do they know that we have not come into the truth? And
Oh
so
yeah,
that's why they have the ability to attack?
right. They know that from your actions. So like I was saying before, when you spread forth your hand, you see it all through the scriptures, right? Spread
Mm-hmm.
forth your hand. So when you go in the Hebrew, that's a symbol of Yah. With a symbol of Yah in the scriptures in the Hebrew, which is pictorial,
Mm-hmm.
is a man with his hands raised.
Yeah.
So that's simple. Y'all, so you understand that, you just raise your hands. They
Yeah.
got to go, because that's, but we don't know all that.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
So what did Michael do in Daniel chapter 12?
Lifted up his hands.
Raised his hand to heaven. What did Moses do at the Red Sea?
Lifted up his hands.
Okay, we know now that these Israelites, those Israelites that was on the boat, right?
Yeah.
And this been going over everybody's head. What they was doing the whole time when they was getting on the boat, and they got off the boat over in the middle. What's the picture they show you of the Israelite? On one knee with his hand raised to heaven.
Yeah.
But what happened? Most High done closed heaven off from him. That's what they was doing. They knew who they was. It's when we got over here, they brainwashed us and took away our culture. So they was throwing their hands up, but heaven was shut off.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they beating them, raping them. They started throwing their hands up, but they ain't getting no answer from y'all. Played out.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing.
These clowns know that. They knew that's what they were doing.
He hid his face from us.
Yeah, he hid his face from them, but they was throwing their hands up looking for a response, because, like David just said, every time they cried, he came. And so I was telling you in Daniel chapter 12, last night, he said the end. And because they brought JC in the picture, we think it's something else. But he's telling them in Daniel that when the Greeks come, the end of me dealing with y'all is over with. This kingdom finna get killed, finna get cut off, all that. And not only that, the book finna get closed up. So that tell you right there, the New Testament is some of these Gentiles and these Edomites that concoct. He told Daniel, seal the book up to the time of the end.
Yeah.
That's where this coming in now. Us waking up and all this information coming now, because it's being opened up. But up until from the time of Daniel and Malachi, it was closed. Huh?
And that's the work, the workings of the evil one is to, he breaches.
Right.
He breaches what the Most High does, and he always trying to come in from a back door. He never, when you're not trying to be sneaky, you're gonna walk through the front door. You know what I'm saying? But when you trying to breach the Most High's laws, statutes, and judgments, you're trying to sneak in through the back door or create an alternative way.
Right. And then somebody posed a question the other day about why is he asking about their name? Cause you want to know their name. You got a boyfriend or husband and don't know their name?
Come on.
So you say, what are you talking about? Well, this what we dealing with now, even in during the time of Joseph. I read last night that he said these musicians and sorcerers and all them couldn't answer they couldn't deal with the dream that he had gave to Pharaoh, cause the Lord hosts Yahweh had sent the dream. And Joseph was the conduit to answer.
Yes.
He couldn't answer. So he said, what are you talking about? They don't have no understanding when it comes to that.
That's right.
So he froze. They was all froze because they couldn't get they ain't had nothing to do with the dream. And Joseph told them, my God would answer that.
That's right.
He the one sent it. That's what.
And they would say exactly. They would say like this, Leonard. The dream was above their pay grade.
Right. Exactly. They wasn't ready for it, and that's why he constantly over and over again keep on doing that to me. Yeah. So, anybody got any more comments on that? I'm gonna go to this right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clarity on where it says the habitation of spirits of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial spirits who are born on earth. So that's referring to humans, right?
Say again. Okay, you low.
Okay, did you hear what I just read though?
Yeah, I heard that. What would you say at the end?
Yeah, so I'm asking. That's referring terrestrials, referring to humans.
Right. It's the spirit on the earth.
Right. Okay.
You got a spirit was in heaven, which is angels. Like I said before, a spirit is an angel, but they got you thinking it's two different things. But it says a spirit is a minister. Angel is a ministering spirit.
Right.
So he did, and so I was telling you how that these angels, these 7 angels that's over Adam's seed and over Israel, they watching over these souls that's been placed in these bodies. You have to understand that. It's like a hen that with eggs. It's a chicken the egg. She waiting on the egg to crack so the baby come, so the chicken come out. Well, we got bodies. It's a spirit that's been put in that body. And these angels watch. That's what these angels watching over. And when that time for that body to expire, that spirit comes back out, and then they lead it back to heaven where it goes. Like he said, Moses had been gathered unto his fathers. Jacob been gathered unto his fathers. Abraham been gathered unto his fathers. When he passed, after his time expired on the earth, the angels escorted him back to heaven, and he went to where his father's at, waiting to the end.
And Enoch, is there a scripture that shows where the souls go?
Yeah. I'm gonna find it at the end. It said, you read the book of Enoch?
No, not the whole book. I just started reading.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he said Enoch was taken. Michael took Enoch to a place where he said it was chambers. It's chambers, different chambers. And so when you understand that, it's chambers in the temple in Jerusalem, like as above, so below. So these chambers is where these are holding areas for these spirits. So just say, for instance, Issachar. When a man from Issachar passed away, then these angels gather his soul, take it to where Issachar at. Father's there, forefather, in chamber. So you say, what are you talking about? Well, that's what he's talking about in Ezekiel when he bring all them bodies back, because it's 2 parts, the soul and the body. So he bring all the bodies back. Bone went back to its bone. They all laying there. Then he called them from the chambers back to the body. JC can't do that.
Right.
Exactly.
That's why he say, when I do this right here, then the whole world gonna know who I am. JC gonna fall to the ground, and everything they concocted with him gonna fall to the ground, and the Most High gonna be raised up, Lord of hosts. Yeah. So, anybody else got anything before I move forward?
Yeah, I need to finish my inquiry here. So I need clarity on the connection, because if the Spirit, the Lord of hosts, can speak to us and tell us thus and so, uh, you know, in our daily lives, and that's through the melanin. That's a question.
Right. Yeah, the melanin, which is yeah. Hold it. Let me grab something right quick. 1 minute. Yeah, believe it or not, I just had this done yesterday, and yeah, so that's how the Most High works. So we're gonna look at this right quick. Okay, here we go. Let me get out of this. Okay. See something? See that? That's the pomegranate. That's the answer right there. Just back to the evil spirits and all that. When you thinking like a Hebrew, this the pomegranate in the brain. So this melanin, the source of the melanin is coming from here. So when we was looking at Balaam, and it said Balaam started prophesying, he went into a trance, and his eyes is open. This is the eye he's talking about. when Joseph was standing there and he told the Pharaoh, God knoweth. And then he said, God got the answer. Well, he gave Joseph the answer through this panel land. So when you operating with the Most High in righteousness, these wicked spirits, these angels, these fallen angels, they can't deal with you. Right here. This is a system that's within us as Hebrew Israelites and as melanated people. This is a system that's within us that's not in other people, that's not melanated. That's what he done to Cain. He took that, he calcified this pineal gland, and he, took out, married him. He did the same thing, but Moses interceded, and then he brought the melanin back. But this is the source of the melanin. It's pineal gland. And that's how he's speaking. That's how, even today, when you start getting the Hebrew language, the Hebrew language, the letters in the Hebrew language, all that tied to this. And he told us, all the prophets, Noah, all of them, all the men before the flood, he dealt with them through this pineal gland. But only Moses, that I came down and I talked to Moses on Mount Sinai face to face. But everybody else, when everything you read, the stories and all that, he dealing with them through the pineal gland. Like I said, here go example. Let me go back over here. Okay. Yeah, like I said, some told me, go and blow this up. And I did. So anyway, so let me go right here. I was in Zechariah, like I went last night. It says, and like I say, you have to understand this. And I mean, because a lot of doubt would come in your mind in certain situations, in tight situations with the Lord of hosts. But when you understand all this stuff, you already know. He put all that down for you, for when tight situations come, where he can come and do what he got to do. So chapter 4 says, Zechariah chapter 4, verse 1. And the angel that talked with me came again and waked me as a man that's waking out of sleep. He talking about this pineal gland. He dealing with him through vision, all of them. And when he created us, the whole part of our creation is that so he communicate with us through this melanin and through this pineal gland. And when you operating with the way they're supposed to operate, those wicked spirits or fallen angels, they can't do nothing with you. Like I said, what you want to know is you want to know what's going on around you, and when you're in a certain situation, in a certain danger, but you ain't got to react to it. The thing is knowing. Knowing what you're dealing with. It ain't about reacting to it, because of what's gonna happen is you're gonna get caught up. Because like I said, you gotta imagine dealing with something that's been here 3,500 years. What you gonna do with it? You're gonna eventually trick you off, because he's super sharp. It's eternal. It's been here. He dealt with your great grandmama, and then here you is. So he dealt with your sister and everybody else. You gotta trust in the Most High and understand. I know what this is. I see it. And Most High gonna deal with it. You ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't deal with it. You just gotta get 50 feet. Stay out the way. Okay.
Leonard, that's quite the challenging part, though. We know that, when the Lord of hosts deal with us, and I can't think of one right now, but there were times when the Lord of hosts would give certain information to people, and it's not that when the Lord of hosts speak to you, it's not always that he wants you, to run and tell everybody.
Right, exactly.
He wants you to, now I know where they got that whole thing about, talking about Mary pondered it in her heart. No, that's
Right.
the way the Lord of hosts deal with the Hebrew Israelite, and that's one of the reasons why our oppressors were so frustrated with the Hebrew Israelite man, is because they could not easily break him.
Right, exactly. Because he had that knowledge. Is once they that first generation, that once they got rid of the knowledge and understanding, then he was, we was doomed. But that was already prophesied. And just like he said, he gonna bring the knowledge back. That's what he's doing now.
Exactly.
So now the knowledge coming back, Negroes looking crazy because it's you go into the scriptures and bringing the scriptures alive. It's like a light switch. You turn the switch, but the light ain't coming on. Then the electrician come and he go in there and go right to the wire that's messed up and turn the light on.
Yeah.
So if a man come and do that, then what you fumbling with?
Come on.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Right.
He wasn't alive before he came. Now all of a sudden the scripture's alive. You looking at him crazy, sideways. Come on.
Right.
That's crazy. It ain't making no sense. But that's what they done to us. And then they ain't trying to hurt a fly. Ain't trying to do nothing. What's the deal? So anyway, let me get into this. We've been on this long enough. I was telling you about that. They always making this excuse about how they didn't they had nothing to do with what happened at Black Wall Street. Well, here go modern day Wall Street flourishing in Atlanta. Let me do it like this. And so here we go. So you gotta ask yourself, if this place was flourishing now and it just created 40, 50 years ago, imagine where Black Wall Street would be. But you saying you ain't got nothing to do with it. You didn't, and then you did Black Wall Streets, destroy them all over America. Okay, here we go.
A community like no other in the country. Castleberry Hill is what we're talking about, nestled next to downtown.
And nobody don't know nothing about it.
Neighborhood. Well, it's really special. This is where they have the highest concentration of Black landowners and entrepreneurs in the country. Right here. Country. That's right. Ayanna Crystal is live in Atlanta with more on that. And so, Ayanna, take us through it, because those of us who are here in Atlanta, we take it for granted, but there sure is a huge story behind it.
That's exactly right, Sharon. People who live here don't even understand or know the extent of the history here in Castleberry Hill. And it is so interesting and intricate. And there's so many great things that are going on in this community. It's so special. And when it comes to Black businesses investing and staying in their neighborhood to support the Black community, there's no other place in the country that is doing it like Castleberry Hill. This neighborhood is historic, but it is still growing and thriving.
I guess you could say African Americans support African Americans has been tremendous. What's up, fella?
It's a community like no other in the country.
What's happening here in Castleberry Hill really is the largest concentration of Black-owned dirt, Black-owned operators, and a Black clientele in the United States. We support one another. It's like our own built-in ecosystem. So it's been great for us.
The colorful and creative neighborhood took its name from young merchant Daniel Castleberry. In the 1800s, it was known as Snake Nation, a ragtag group of bootleggers, gamblers, prostitutes, and literal snake oil peddlers. Then in the early 1980s, artists began populating the old warehouse lofts. And now it's considered the largest concentration of Black-owned businesses in the country.
It has really gone from this sort of sleepy industrial neighborhood.
So they said artists, musicians came. It was started out, the guy it was peddlers and all this and prostitution going on, but it was still Black thing. But then he said artists came, musicians came, right? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
He said musicians came. So that should ring a bell. He said musicians came. What that mean?
Okay. Songbird.
Levites.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Come on now. Them Levites showed up. That's the musicians, ain't it?
Yes.
Okay, come on.
Neighborhood to this kind of about to happen residential neighborhood to this very happening business community.
This mural of the late Herman J. Russell pays homage to him for transforming the area. Russell built one of the nation's most profitable minority-owned business empires. The Atlanta businessman inspired other Black entrepreneurs to invest in Castleberry Hill.
My feelings of Castleberry, thank you, Russell. And that's H.J. Russell. Because that is what made me come to Peter Street.
Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, the area is the most complete surviving warehouse district in Atlanta. Many of those historic buildings have since been converted to lofts, art galleries, and shops.
It probably was the best move I had made in my entire barber career. So it's been great.
Carl Booker has been the owner of Off the Hook Barbershop on Peter Street since 1998. And with so many areas in Atlanta gentrifying, he says that won't happen in Castleberry Hill.
Everyone's sticking to their guns and remaining and holding their promise. So as long as they keep going, no matter what they go through around it, we'll exist.
Since 1984, Alfonso Cross's family has owned 3/4 of an acre on Peter Street. He and his sister have run Parlor, a craft cocktail den, since 2018.
There's a lot to be said for being part of a fabric of Black land ownership and Black operators that allows us all to look each other in the eye and know that we're all sort of part of something, a part of a story that's bigger than ourselves, and will certainly continue on for decades and decades to come.
A display of cultural unity in this neighborhood, where Black business owners have found a place to thrive.
It's a very flourishing Black and diverse, culturally diverse community that really is doing its best to take a very creative step forward here in Atlanta, and also providing a really great blueprint for other communities of color around the continental United States.
Are hoping that more Black entrepreneurs make the choice to invest in this area, because as we know that Atlanta is continuing to grow and gentrification is looming, but they want the essence of this Black community to remain the same. And here at BNC, we want to celebrate as well as support the Black businesses here in Castleberry Hill. So today, for our BNC Juneteenth celebration of truth, we will be out here from 12 to 6. And of course, Mike, you and Sharon will be out here as well to have a good time and celebrate.
Okay, comments? Comments?
That's cool, as long as they can't be moved.
Right, but you see what's going on though, gentrification. You know what that is, right?
Isn't that where the other folks come move in?
Right, they come in and buy out the land and cause all kind of havoc around there and make the land like it's not productive, and they come in and buy it up.
Exactly.
Like going all over America. So, like I said before, it's back to the with evil spirits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Most I gave us melanin, then here come these wicked spirits trying to cover that. So go ahead.
Well, and I was trying to get my mic open, but yeah, I was going to say gentrification, because gentrification, they have miseducated us about that word. When we hear that, we start, most people start rejoicing, saying that they're coming in and they're fixing up our neighborhood. But the fact of the matter is, they're coming in and they're buying up, and then they rent it back out to us, so they're making the money. And it's all about how they can come in and take over. When they say urban, they're talking about Black people. So they come into our communities. Sometimes they come in the name of gentrification, and they literally put people out of their homes.
Right, and then it's not like I showed you, the mind that where this melanin coming from and the pineal gland, that's no longer where the ideals are coming from. It's coming from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer Israelite Hebrew creation, because it ain't coming from our mind. It's like the New Testament. It ain't come from the mind of no Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
That's something else. So now you all off on Prim Road, because they directing they coming with the creativity, all this, and they lacking melanin.
Mm-hmm.
They lacking pineal gland. So that's what That's that whole problem. And so, like I said before, it's not about attacking none of that. It's about understanding the mechanics to it.
Mm-hmm.
You knowing what's going on, but the Most High got times appointed for everything. But you don't want to be sitting there looking like Skip Butler, don't know what's going on. You got to know what's going on. So anyway.
Leonard, the piece that you just showed us, were you saying that neighborhood or that area, that it is truly owned by blacks, or what?
Yeah,
What was?
it's black owned, but they have no. It's just like now. Most High got men. He said he's gonna raise up. They got all this technology, waiting on the rise of the Black Messiah and all that, but they don't know where to look. They throw. So the man, he was saying how it started through debauchery and prostitution and all that. So they waved that off. They figured that land was gonna come to nothing. But like I said, but the melanin and these Levites musicians came in there and with that Israelite mind, they brought it to where it's at. Now and they know that because that's where Black Wall Street was going. Like I said, this place was just recently created. Imagine where Black Wall Street would be today.
Right.
If they hadn't came in and intervened. And so like the two guys were saying yesterday, it ain't just happened in one place. It happened all over America. So it was targeted. They did it on Twitter. They did it all over, so they understand it. But what I'm trying to show people here, they already understand it. They already understand they lacking melanin. We have the melanin, which is the creativity part of Yah that's in us.
Mm-hmm.
So all it takes is to put them people somewhere and leave them alone. They come back, you're gonna be surprised, shocked. But they can't leave us alone nowhere because of that. It's a simple fact. The melanin is gonna cause creativity and cause productivity. All that's gonna happen. It's gonna block melanin, and so they can't leave us nowhere by ourselves.
Okay, exactly. So the video that we just saw, we do see our people, so to speak, prospering, but they're prospering in a vacuum. They're prospering in a controlled environment, wouldn't you say?
Right. But that's what I mean by sitting back waiting, because look what's going on in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the Most High at work.
Okay, because anytime I hear the word gentrification, I know it's not authentic to what they're saying. They say one thing. Gentrification have become their byword, or a word that kind of puts us to sleep, or it kind of anesthetizes us, because it makes us feel like they're coming into the area and they're doing things to help us, but in all actuality, they're allowing us to be creative in a controlled environment.
Right. Like I said, that's all part of what Mosiah said, prophesied that. But he said it's going to come a time in Isaiah 60, 61, 62 that rise and shine. That light is coming from thee. Yeah, they're doing that now, but we see otherwise what's going on. All that's being changed. Mosiah is transforming that.
Okay, so you're saying the hand of the Lord of hosts is now
what they're doing now, and he's going to be behind it. What's coming in the future?
Okay,
that's the reason I keep showing all these cities that's being built in Africa. And so what these people doing with these bankers, they playing Russian roulette. They playing Russian roulette with Yahweh and with his abilities, because he's saying that we know what these people capable of doing. So, but we're gonna build them some mega cities over in Africa, but we still gonna control them. No,
okay.
You're making the wrong moves. He said they're foolish people. They're ignorant to the fact. You can't count the Most High out in his capabilities and his what he's capable of doing. But that's where they got it at, because they didn't been doing this for so long. They think that they can marginalize the Creator. But
right.
they're wrong.
And so, Leonard, would I be taking it out of context if I said that the scripture that comes to my mind is that we're going to live in houses that we did not build?
Right. We did that before. When we came there with David and all of them. Those the Canaanites had already dug all the wells and everything.
Okay.
We just ran the Canaanites out and took up their cities.
Okay.
Yeah. So it ain't nothing new under the sun. Yeah. So let me go to this next video. And like I said, it's a systematic. It's systematic. And you have to understand that's what it is. What's going on? And like I said, all the words written in red, it's just words. They all falling to the ground now.
Right.
Okay. So here go another part of this system they got in place that they've been hoodwinking us with. Here we go.
Continuing our discussion on race, we turn to the American tax system. Our next guest, Dorothy A. Brown, is a law professor and nationally recognized scholar in tax policy. She chose this field because she believed that it was free of racism, but she soon discovered how wrong she had been. Her new book draws on decades of research and anecdotes. It's called The Whiteness of Wealth, How the Tax System Impoverishes Black Americans and How We Can Fix It. Here she is explaining from Michelle Martin just how it works against Black people. This conversation is part of our ongoing initiative about poverty, jobs, and economic opportunity in America called Chasing the Dream.
Thanks, Christiane. Professor Brown, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Professor Brown, I was so looking forward to this conversation, but to be honest with you, dreading it at the same time, because the more I read, the more infuriated I became. I have been aware of your work for years. It's very unique. You are one of the very few people kind of looking at the tax implications or the racial implications of the tax code. And the more I read, the more infuriated I got. And I just wondered, did you have that reaction when you were doing the research?
Absolutely. And one of the goals in my book was for you to react exactly the way you did. So the research showed me that no matter what Black Americans did, when we engaged in the exact same behavior that white Americans did, tax policy advantaged white Americans and disadvantaged Black Americans.
So let's talk through it, because one of the things, walk me through it, because one of the things that you point out in the book is that some government policies are intentionally discriminatory. At least they have been intentionally discriminatory, like Federal Housing Administration housing loans. I hope by now that most people, educated people, realize that this program was intentionally discriminatory against Black people. That's where the term redlining comes from. But you're saying that's not true of tax policy. In fact, the IRS doesn't even gather information by race. So why do you say that it heavily advantages white people and heavily disadvantages Black people?
So you see what's happening. They being everything being broken down to the last compound. They have no other choice. Reparations coming. It's the Most High. They breaking it down and showing you, like she said, you're coming to find out all this stuff was systematic, and it's all behind all the reason why we in the situation we in. They've been doing this forever. It was all targeted.
Other groups too, but Black people in particular.
And the whole world listening to all this.
The example that came from your parents when you started doing their taxes.
Every year I did their taxes, something seemed off. They combined made about as much money as I did myself. And they paid too much in taxes. And it was my gut feeling. Compared to how much I paid, they paid too much. And I could never figure out why. I just knew it was a problem. Well, when I read that report that said Black wives contribute 40% on average to their household, it hit me. My parents paid too much in taxes because they were married to each other. The joint return did them in. And how did that happen? Well, one way to look at it is, as I put it, taxpayers bring their racial identities onto their taxes. So just because there's no box on your tax return that says race doesn't mean race isn't implicated, because you, the taxpayer, have a race and you.
So I want to shine a light on something right quick. So we see, it's been laid out and showed you show to you how Jacob wrestled with his angel. And not only did he wrestle with him, they holding the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You asked him what his name was, all that, and all through the scripture. Joshua saw an angel standing over against him, and they talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
These angels, these righteous angels, 7 angels dealing with Israel, deal with Adam's seed. Well, who the wicked angels talking to? Talking to these people. They talking to them. That's what we ain't registering. So look what she just said, how they got you deception. Ignorance is why we in the predicament we in. So she said that the joint marriage tax form is a deception, and they making money off of it, off us.
Mm-hmm.
See that? So who told them that? They don't have no
Fallen
melanin.
angels.
Yeah, they don't have no melanin in them. Who told them that? And then you sitting over looking crazy, and you got a dilapidated house, the water ain't working and all that, and then you want to know how you in the predicament they is, and they cross town with a $500,000 house.
Right.
Because of this, right
Yeah.
here. And like I said, ignorance. So why in the hell has we been dealing with JC all this long time? Because of ignorance. In hoodwink. They conversing with these wicked spirits, and they telling them all what they need to do. And so you say, what are you talking about? They got a name. So when they go and do their little incantation and do their little rituals,
Mm-hmm.
they say, Wilbur, where you at? Come here.
Mm.
Yeah, know his name.
Mm.
So we calling y'all. They calling the other angels because we know their names.
Right.
They know these spirits' names. They call them. They got rituals. That's what the magic and all that come in. They know who they are. They calling them. They talking to them. And like I said, they've been here for ever and a day.
Yeah.
They know just what to tell them, what to do. You looking crazy because he been dealing with the tricks he tricking you off into. He been tricking people. He tricked your grandma and everybody else before you.
Mm.
You don't stand no chance.
Right.
If you ain't got no kind of countenance of what's going on or no understanding of how everything came about. So you have to understand that it couldn't have just turned over a couple of rocks and that was it. No, they turned over all the rocks.
Wow.
That's why we told. What's that?
So are you saying that, like, just as we depend and call out to the Lord of hosts, there's people, there's humans that call out to the fallen angels?
Secret societies. Is that what they're doing? Secret societies. That's what all I'm telling you, the Greek fraternities, all that. The higher rings, all that is back to ignorance. They got you down on a lower level dealing with that. But the higher rings, all that is the spirits, wicked spirits
So
that
it's
go all that.
trickling down.
Just like the Freemasonry, 30, 31, 32, 33 degrees is satanic, Luciferians.
Mm.
But what's their foundation? They got all these clowns at the bottom donate money to them all the time.
Wow. Yeah.
It's satanic.
Okay.
And like I said with the bank, you wanna pull concrete all the way around your house, cost you about $5,000 to do it, but you can't do it. But you got money in the bank. But the bank need to put concrete around their building. They got all y'all. I got everybody money. They can put the concrete around their building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they got us. We throw it off.
Right.
Most I done told you, don't deal with usury.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what a bank is. So
Yeah.
the first thing you do when you come into town, you want to know where the bank is and where the church is. Those folks wicked as hell.
Right.
Come on.
Right. We've been conditioned, Leonard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's for a time appointed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you can't get around it. But that time is up. Most of it's up because he's raising up Israelites, and with the understanding of what's going on. And then, it's all these when you start seeing that, they tie him up. They know that. Let me play a little more of this and then
are operating in a society that has systemic. So how do we get the joint return? There's this couple,
Listen to this.
Henry and Charlotte Seaborn. They were
Seaborn, that's Edomite.
a rich white couple, stay-at-home spouse, and they were one of the few taxpayers that paid taxes. What? Before World War II, the only people who paid taxes were rich white Americans. Basically, that's who paid taxes. And at this point, they paid taxes and they didn't like it, and they used their wealth to hire an attorney and challenge the law that required every person to file individually. So what we know of as the joint return didn't really exist back. But they wanted to split their income. If the sole wage earner could have half of it taxed to his wife, that unit would pay less in tax. They couldn't do it under the law, but then they sued. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they won. So because of the Seaborns, we have, there are others, but to make it simple, because of them, we got Congress in 1948 creating the joint tax return.
Right.
So why does that disadvantage Black people so profoundly and advantage white people so profoundly? I think it's important to say both. Why is that?
So what the progressive tax system does is, let's take a household with $100,000 of income. If the wage earner makes $100,000, his last dollar of taxes is going to be taxed much higher. His last dollar of income is going to be subject to taxes much higher than his first dollar. In fact, when you earn $100,000, your tax bill is higher than if you earned $50,000. So what the joint return does is, in effect, allows a $100,000 household to be taxed like it only has $50,000. That's just a rough approximation. But it gives you a tax cut when you get married, because the stay-at-home spouse has no taxable income. Well, married Black couples need two incomes in order to get to $100,000.
Because with African Americans, it's more likely that both parties will work, right?
Exactly.
And it's also more likely that both parties' incomes will be about equal.
Exactly. And instead of being able to spread their income to a non-earning spouse, their income, in effect, is stacked on top of the other spouse, and they don't get a tax cut.
I see.
Yeah.
In 1969, such that not only did married Black couples not get a tax cut the way single wage earner white couples did, but their taxes actually increased, and they paid a marriage penalty as a result of the tax.
Right. So let's look at this, because I was talking about this. So first of all, like I said before, you got to be up all night, every night, to concoct this.
Exactly.
So what we doing? We July 4th coming, Mother's Day, all this crap. We waiting on all this to happen, but this is what they doing. And so then you got to look at the numbers. Just imagine, she just said $50,000 is the turnaround. Just imagine 200 million people trying to 50,000. You want to know why they got why they got all the wealth? Because they got you all off on criminal road, keeping all these bogus holidays that they done concocted. They up all night concocting stuff like this here.
And then they having you, they put you in a rat race to make you want to make more money. And so both of you are working to make more money. And like she said, you're stacking your incomes on top of each other, which puts you into a higher tax bracket, where Susie is staying at home while the husband make 100,000. But when it comes tax time, he put 50,000 in her name and 50,000 in his name, and that's the tax break.
Right. And the thing about that is that he it was created for them, not wasn't created for her, because like she said, we got to put them together. She making money. Both people got to work.
Right.
So you losing money, whereas he getting a $50,000 jump.
Exactly.
Then you want to know why we in the predicament that we in. So like I was saying before, that's what all this stuff right here. This is where the drama coming in at, and you know we all over there on some more stuff when this what they doing. Like I said, you had to be up all night. When I could show you the Psalm 22 that they got 5 or 6 verses out of Psalm 22, put it over in the New Testament. You got to be up all night doing that. You know, and then Negroes can't figure out why. You know why? How? You know, ain't no way nobody can concoct that. Yeah, you can look at the banking system. Concoct the banking system. Man. You can't be no idiot to concoct that.
Right.
And then got it to where it's automatically a setup where it's gonna benefit them and it ain't gonna benefit you.
Well, the first way it's gonna do that, Leonard, is they're all the officers. You know what I'm saying? They're all the loan officers. They get to choose who they loan money to. So when they see a black face and they are a Edomite or European loan officer, they you know the power of the distribution of the money is in their hands.
Right, exactly. And that's all scripture. Right. That's my whole point.
And then the 30-year mortgage. Who in the world pays $400,000 for a $99,000 house?
That's the point I'm making right there. Everything you do, you put triple and double into it. But where you think that money? That's the money that you're looking at on the other side of town.
Right.
How they doing what they doing and what you doing? Is this?
Right.
Yeah. And this is what the Most High talking about when he's talking about usury. This only associated with one race of people. That's Esau. He's the one that's behind all this. Yeah. So this video is it's a tax expert Dorothy Brown. The system is designed for white wealth. So you're gonna watch the rest of it. You can watch it. I gotta move on. So now I want to show you this here. I told you about the pineal gland, right? You know, when the pineal gland operating right, you know, they can't do nothing with us. That's what the guy told Nebuchadnezzar when he came to Judea. He said, if they lined up with their God, you can't do nothing with them. It's when they ain't lined up with their God. It's when you can knock them out. So let's look at this right here. Try your shoes up. Okay, let me go. Let me get it. So we on here almost every night looking at how the Most High working and lining ourselves up. Look what these sisters doing right here. What in the world going on? Let me see. Okay, here we go.
In search of a financial opportunity to pay off student loans, a young Black American woman moves to South Korea to work. As the author, Bootsy W. recalls culture shock and fun adventures in a country far from home. She's also faced with anti-Black racism and featureism, quickly learning that white supremacy is practiced not only by whites, but by those that are categorized as people of color. Based on her 10 years of living abroad, the book, Ago Igo, compares and contrasts Korea versus the United States on subjects such as code, communal living, racism, effective protests, global alliances, warrior class, music, political correctness, health, aging, money, and the coronavirus. This blunt memoir is uncomfortable, humorous, and educational. Help fight propaganda and mainstream agendas by picking up a copy of Ago Igo on Amazon.com.
Here we go, right here.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Demetra K of the Demetra K Show here on YouTube and a proud contributor of the African Diaspora News Channel and the African Diaspora News Insider. If you could please do me a favor and subscribe to all channels and like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. So last week, there was a video that went viral, and the video was about...
So the Most High is bringing back, you can open up a highway. You got the Atlanta airport, and now you can get to Africa through the Atlanta airport with 10 hours. All that's opening up. But look what they doing. What the Most High doing.
24 Black women returning from the Dominican Republic after having BBL surgeries and I guess butt surgeries, butt lifts, or whatever it is. And as you can see the video as I'm talking, there's a long line of women in wheelchairs boarding the plane. Now, I said that it took about 2 hours to board the plane due to the women that were in an infirmary state.
So, like I said before, I showed you the pineal gland and all that. And I told you about this wicked spirits. The Most High told us, Enoch told us. Who you think making a suggestion to them do this?
Wicked spirits.
See that?
My goodness.
When you understand this right here, you wouldn't go be doing this. Watch this.
If you will, and so it is said that people and women specifically go over to the Dominican Republic to have these surgeries because they're very cheap. They say that you can get a BBL. Now, BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. And you can get that for about $2,000. And it is also said that the doctors over there, they'll pretty much do whatever you want. And so you can go and get everything done in one sitting. Now, the drawback is they said that they be killing people over there in the DR due to these surgeries, because I would imagine, so you got an influx of people going in there and they're trying to get remade over like the Bionic Woman from head to toe. And so I'm imagining it's like a conveyor belt over there where they're just giving people what they want. But listen, I'm not one to shame people or tell you what you can and you cannot do, but I think it's very telling. It says about 24 women, if I didn't say that already, 24 women that particular time board their plane and going back to Atlanta. They were going back to Atlanta after getting these surgeries. But listen, I just want to say this. It behooves us as people, not just women, as people, to love ourselves, right? I mean, especially if it's going to cost you your life potentially. I mean, you're over there playing, Russian roulette with your body. The doctor, they just breaking in the dough. They don't really care about you per se. Those surgeries go upwards of $10,000 and more over here in the States. But yeah, just, have yourself. But I just think that's very weird. Weird and odd. That's a reporting plane from the DR to come back to Atlanta after having BBLs and all kind of other things going on. And I want to say this, I'm not trying to be funny. To me, those BBL surgeries are kind of weird. It makes you look like grimace. You're like big at the top and you got a small waist and stomach and big old giant butt. And pretty soon we're going to start looking like caricatures around here, right? Zone where everybody was getting surgeries to look like pigs.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. Okay. So that's that was at least 24 sisters seen boarding the plane from the DRE to Atlanta having the Brazilian butt lift surgery. Okay. Any comments before we move on?
That's a shame.
Right. Oh Lord. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, they can work out and get the same results. Lift weights if you need to. But
exactly.
You don't need that fake stuff.
Right. That's what I mean by having the sticking like a Hebrew. See, you all off in the wrong place. And like I said, now you done did that. And like I was saying, when the time comes when the Most High says He gonna rise up and He gonna be seen over Israel. Come on, you gonna run up on him with a Brazilian butt lift?
Right.
Come on, man.
And Leonard, the thing about it, our body, okay, the people that's running to get this are Black women. And their body was the motivation for flat but Europeans to look like us.
Right, exactly. Right.
But you see, sisters going to get stuff injected in their lips, and sisters going to get cheek implants, and it's like, no. You're the model. Your natural body is the model.
Right. But that go back to, like I said before, and you have to constantly be reminded of that. These angels left their habitation.
Yeah.
They originally left behind these women.
Yeah.
Same ones now going to get the butt lifts. So, and then they went from that because of that act. Then they ended up out there running behind female giraffes, and all out in the ocean trying to lay with female whales. So
Right.
same thing now. They originally started out one way. Now look what they had. They plane. They got to hold the plane up 30 minutes because the 24 women in wheelchairs that got a butt lift.
Come on now, Leonard. I wanted to piggyback on a comment that Elena Israel said in the chat. She said it's these artists that are making the women go crazy, and you know exactly. It's just like with the pants hanging down. All they did was start, putting those rappers everywhere in the world with their pants hanging down, and then everybody follows suit. So now we have all these beautiful black women that, in order to be in the industry, they got to get their butt done.
Right.
And so they have become, the role model for, like you say, those of us ladies who are not in the truth. We falling behind, the video vixen.
Right. Okay. Okay. Anybody else got anything? Okay, so I wanted to, before I go into the little lesson I got, I want to end on a good note. So this right here, I've been showing you these different cities that they're building all over Africa. And they go with another one right here.
Showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. King Mohammed VI of Morocco builds new financial city for the world. Ever since he ascended the throne in 1999, His Majesty Mohammed VI, King of Morocco, has nursed one persistent ambition: to transform Casablanca, the kingdom's largest city and economic center, into Africa's leading financial hub. To achieve this, in 2010 the king announced the creation of one of his most ambitious projects, the Casablanca Finance City, CFC, a regional financial center and a privileged entry point for northern, western, and central Africa. The Casablanca Finance City, CFC, is a custom-made village being developed for large national and international foreign institutions looking to operate in the region and gain access to French-speaking African markets. The city will cater primarily to institutions in three key sectors: financial services, professional services.
See all this building going on, all this stuff. How long you think people gonna be over here?
Services and regional and international headquarters activities, offering eligible companies operating in these sectors a marketplace to undertake their activities on a regional and international level. What CFC plans to do is sell market access to French-speaking Africa and giving fiscal and financial incentives to financial institutions, professional services firms such as legal and consulting companies, as well as large multinational firms with regional headquarters. Abdulmalek Alawi, managing partner of Global Intelligence Partners, an advisor on the project, said in an email statement. The Casablanca Finance City Zone sits on 100 hectares and will be located at the central axis of Casablanca's new city center, Casablanca Anther, an area situated at the heart of Casablanca and at the crossroads of important highways such as Rabat and El Jadida. While the CFC is still undergoing construction, companies from around the world are already applying for operating licenses. At the moment, more than
says companies from all around the world. So, like I say, this video is Morocco, the newly built Casablanca Financial Center that is going to change Africa. So all this stuff is happening, and like I said before, you can't see a shift going on. Something wrong. Any comments before we go into before we leave here? Okay. So, like I said, it's trying to keep you up to date on what's going on. I'm going to open it up right now for questions, comments, and answers from other classes and conversation we had during the week. Anybody got anything? Okay. I had a question posed yesterday.
Hey, Leonard.
Okay, what you got?
Hey, like the situation we're in right now, you think, like, when they came out of Egypt, seems like they could get on a better one accord. But today, when you look at all of us, I mean, we, it's like, I don't even know how to say it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, with JC and all this other stuff, man, what do you, from then to now, tell me what you think.
when I see that, the first thing I think about is, and this is where we've been sidetracked. Our Redeemer is the Lord of hosts, but they didn't give us JC. Well, like I said, he got a name. His name is Michael, and then and he have his characteristics, and you can see his characteristics all through the scriptures. One of his main characteristics is he divides people in against themselves. He caused drama. That's one of his main things he do. So we was talking the other day about Genesis 14 when the giants was fighting. So what did he do? He got half of them circumcised, half other circumcised, and they destroyed themselves. And so that's what we see happening now. He dividing these Europeans in and against each other. We see that's part of our being redeemed and us coming out. He bringing them against each other. So when he destroyed Israel, what he did? He created the southern and the northern kingdom, and divided them in against themselves. To the day he pit Judah against Ephraim, even up to this very day. And so that's how we know when we gonna come together, we're gonna know that our captivity is over with when we see the unity start happening. But right now he got us divided, one against another, one in against each other. That's how he destroy a nation. That's how he do it.
And I want to go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay. I want the other thing that I hear in the brother's question is we are so divided. It doesn't even look like unity is possible. But that's where the Lord of hosts come in. That's the reason why it's going to be so amazing, is because we know what the powers that be have done to segregate us in every kind of way. Our color, our hair, how much money we make, and all this kind of stuff. So it almost looks like there's no unity in sight.
Right.
But that's the job for our Lord of hosts.
Right.
And that's what's going to be so amazing, is because they have deemed us to be monkeys. They have deemed us to be 3/5 of a human being. They have deemed us to just be, you know what I'm saying, the scum of the earth.
Right. Exactly.
But then you got this powerful Lord of hosts coming for us.
Right.
Hallelujah.
Right. Right. And like I said, you got to look at, I keep mentioning the fact that all the rape and all that was going on the slave ships, the Israelite man wasn't doing it. It was the European and the Edomite. So them kids was Edomites, and those kids were Europeans. But what they do, they brought them over here and made them part of us. So when you understand that, who behind that? The Lord of hosts. That's part of the division that's going on today. He didn't put people that look like us, but their origins is from them. The Europeans and the Edomites fathered those children. And so now, like I said, today, the equalizing, it ain't, like I said before, I was telling Elena earlier, it ain't nothing to get uptight about. It's about seeing that and understanding that. And so when you sitting there, you might be in a friendship or something with somebody you've been knowing for 1,000 years, and now you're trying to break the scriptures down to them. They don't want to hear. Well, I'm telling you something. You ain't got to get mad at them about nothing. You just sit back and say, okay, something ain't right. Something going on, because this spirit that fell on me, and I'm doing the most. But you ain't doing it, ain't affecting you no kind of way, and I'm trying to show you, and you don't care. It's the same with the giants. They weren't trying to hear nothing the most I had to say. It's because of their origins.
Mm-hmm.
If they had any kind of origin from the spirit that was in them came from the Most High, then they'd be all trying to do what he said and trying to line themselves up. But that's the telltale information right there when you look at it. And that's what he said in Isaiah 44, 1-5. I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna at the end pour my spirit out on everything.
Yeah.
And whatever responds to the spirit, he know that's belong to him.
Mm.
You want to respond to it, you know what I'm saying? Come on, something wrong, something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I just want to add in. One, I love all y'all, but my name is Eliana.
Okay,
And,
okay.
Oh, what did I? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
No
Sorry,
problem.
baby.
No problem. My Renana named me that, Eliana.
Okay.
Eliana.
Eliana.
Okay.
And I just also add in that it truly is a division because you have the Israelites that truly just enjoy sin. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm around now to see that people think that the God that we serve, the Lord of hosts that we serve, is mean and got too many restrictions and you can't do this and that, when really he has been keeping us from wickedness. We are a holy people unto him. And the things that he don't want us to do would defile us, but we don't mind being defiled. We want to be defiled. We want to be drunk. You know what I'm saying? We want to go out the streets. We want to fight. We want to be high all day. We want to, for real. We want wickedness. And then when you get told, hey, maybe we should clean up ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like we get so upset because we don't want to change. We don't want to what we got going on, even if it's beneficial to us. It's like I always make the reference between people that smoke crack. Because if you got one person that's like, you know what, I don't want to smoke crack no more. That's it for me. I'm ready to live a new life. But you got the people that's still getting high, like, no, I miss getting high. You don't want to change. And that's how Israel is just divided between the people that really want to change. Like, you know what, I've been through this, I've been through that. And let me see what the Lord of hosts is talking about. Let me see what would happen if I change my life versus the people keep going to the club. I'm not finna give up my Saturdays for nobody. I'm finna go that and the third. Who gonna pay my bills? And you got the people who feel like because they got money, and money is so evil to me. But people who have wealth, they feel like, oh, God bless me, my God keep me, because look, my bills paid. I drive this car, I got this amount of money. I ain't gotta ask nobody for nothing. Forgetting that it was the Lord of hosts who even gave you the spirit to go to school, to uplift yourself, to be the one to study. He could have put you on somebody that couldn't even read or understand, but he made you to be, intelligent. And instead of thanking him and giving him honor and glory and walking in his ways, you walk in your own ways. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And then that's another thing about that is what it was lack of understanding is that they got us thinking that the Creator and the Lord of hosts can do what they want, but just like his laws surrounding us, it's laws surrounding him.
Yeah.
The lie has been told he can do anything he want. No, he can't do anything he want. He can't come down and sleep with no woman on earth.
Okay.
He can't, so he got the laws and statutes that he got on his people, they on him too.
Yeah.
And we sitting there throne, that's a big difference from having the understanding of what's going on.
Right. Yeah. Then I had a question about procreation.
Let me see what Andre wants right quick. Hold
okay.
on. Hold on. It says, are the giants or the Olmec heads in the Central America statues, but giants may have once lived in the area. These structures are considered to be megalithic. Yeah, well, when you understand what's going on, they trying to bring, people keep talking about a new world order, a global government. Well, they trying to return to a global government. This is what these giants had. And these fallen angels had a global government over the whole earth. That's why his giants was all over the whole earth. And then pyramids over the whole earth. They returning to, they trying to get back to where they was at before. These megalithic cities was all over the whole earth. Especially around the Mediterranean, which is the fourth beast. All around the Mediterranean is megalithic cities under the water. all around because the coastline changed when the Most High flooded everything, and when the water receded, all these cities covered up. But it's all they're all around the Mediterranean. That's why that area is so wicked.
I've seen the Mediterranean Sea, and it is different. It looks like white clouds on it, but
Right.
it looks totally different.
Right.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah. And like I say, they're not paying no attention to that, and then they're not bringing in all the factors, all the elements in to come to a conclusion. You just, you know what I'm saying? Just jump and say something, but you haven't, you got to bring in all the factors to what's really going on with that situation. Yeah. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do is I had a question about a question was posed yesterday about Cush and Mezzarine and about the giant situation. I got to go into that, but we had almost 2 hours, so I'm gonna use this right here, this Cush and Mezzarine thing for tonight, and that way anybody else want to do some more research on that, they can do it, and join in the conversation tonight. But I'm gonna hold that for tonight and use it as for the conversation for tonight.
Okay, and I'll ask my question tonight too.
We got about 20 minutes. You got what question you got?
I was just gonna say, if a Hebrew Israelite man procreates with someone other than a Hebrew Israelite woman, that child cannot be pure Israelite, right?
Well, it's the seed is through the man, so it doesn't. I mean, if you go back to when Benjamin had a war, because remember they didn't kill all the giants, so Benjamin had a race of people they called Belial, and they're the ones that was doing the sodomite. They were sodomites, so they ended up getting into a war because they killed that one woman. They cut up and his Levite cut up a piece. So they ended up having a fight. So all the rest of the tribe got together and they went and fought against Benjamin, and they ended up killing all of most of the Benjamites. They had to replenish themselves, so they went and got wives. They went and got wives from these other people. So it's some kind of, like I said, it's stuff that we don't know that they're taking away from us. But they shaved all the women's head. They had to go through some kind of purification process, and then the men was able to go into them. So the woman ain't had nothing to do with it. The seed coming from the man.
Okay.
So that's what, like I was saying before, our women was being raped on those slave ships, and we know how many slave ships it was. And so all these babies, when they got over here, they pregnant with babies from these Gentiles.
Okay.
The baby ain't no Gentile. I mean, the baby ain't no Israelite. The man is the one with the seed in him.
Okay.
That's what helped me come from. Yeah, we're not getting an understanding of that. He got a seed, but he can't walk around with no big stomach with a baby in his stomach.
Right.
So gotta help me.
That's
the mean to bring the seed forward. But not denigrating the woman, saying that's all she felt, but that was part of they won. And yeah, that's what that's all about. But we, like I said, we done got these people that came in and denigrate that understanding.
Okay, Leonard. So in Genesis, when he says to Eve, thy seed and the serpent seed, he gave that whole judgment about one bruising the heel of the other one.
Right.
So what is that about?
It's the same when Hagar, right? Hagar, Lord of Hosts told Abraham long before anything happened. Just go back to Abishai. When he felt like he could say something when the man was throwing the rocks at David. David told him, you ain't got nothing to do with this. You about 10, 11 feet tall, but you ain't got nothing to do with this. So Abraham had asked the Most High, what's going on? I got all these servants around, but I ain't got no seed from my loins. And so Hagar, Sarah took it upon herself to tell him to go into Hagar.
Okay.
So he went into Hagar and got Ishmael, right?
Right. Right.
So then when what the Most High said came to pass, the prophecy overcame him. Then here comes Shem. Here come Isaac. So when Isaac came, now it's drama between her because she didn't tell Abraham to go in into Hagar and get Ishmael. Now Hagar looking at her sideways. So she want to get rid of her, right? So Abraham told her, "That's your seed. That's your seed. You want to concoct all this."
Okay.
So do with him what you think with both of them what you see, please, because you concocted it.
Saying to Sarah to do what she pleased with Hagar and Ishmael.
He ain't got nothing to do with it because she posed it. So that's what that is. So what did Eve do in the garden with the serpent?
She gave unto Adam.
She laid with the serpent, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
What she get?
She got Cain.
That's her seed. Adam ain't got nothing to do with that. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That's what he's saying. You ain't got nothing to do with it. Like I said, and that's where the understanding come in at. Like I said before, you can jump off the World Trade Center on top of your head, but the man and the woman ain't equal. Just like that's like you saying Jacob and he wrestling with the angel. Him and the angel ain't equal. It's an order the Most High have in place. It's Yahweh and Michael. And then these angels, and then when we see the angels, that's why we call them Lord. That's why we bowing down to them and showing our substance to them. Mm-hmm. So then we get on to Judith, which is what I was going to talk about the other day, but I'll probably add that in tonight. So Judith bowed down and made substance. Bathsheba bowed down to David and made substance to him. Abigail did the same thing. Why they doing that? Cause the Yahweh over the angels over man over the woman. Mm-hmm. And it's not no equal. So you can't. It's a righteous system that's in place, but it's been denigrated. And so when it comes to come up, people get because of all the wicked information and all the wickedness that's been injected into it, people take it a certain way. But it was a righteous system that was in place. You got to stop and think about when Abraham saw the Lord host. He ain't sitting there feeling no certain type of way, trying to contemplate whether I need to bow down and with my face to the ground, or I'm gonna do it or not, or what I'm gonna do. No, when he seen him in righteousness, he got down on the ground and bowed down to the ground and to him. That's just the order that was in place. And so the same thing with Michael. Yeah, he not sitting up there and Enoch described the temple that y'all in. You're not sitting up there outside the door trying to figure out if I'm going in, bow down to him, or I'm not. Or he said something about my mama yesterday, I ain't finna bow down to him. All that ain't going on, man. It's righteousness. It's right. It's in righteousness. There's something that we can't really even find. It ain't got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with what these people impose on us as far as how they go. You can already see it's a woman and a man ain't the same. It's like as dangerous as a female lion is, she ain't the same as a male lion.
Right. So the question.
I'd rather run up on a male lion in the woods. I'd rather run up on a female lion in the woods any day than a male lion.
Right.
Come on.
So this is a question that I had to, and you may want to answer that later time, but with the order in the Hebrew Israelite home, I always wondered, why did Abraham listen to Sarah? If the Lord of hosts had given him his word that he was going to have a seed from his loins, why did he listen to Sarah to go into Hagar? Is it just that's how the story was supposed to go?
No, it go back to what I'm saying today. with my, in my quest with the Most High and everything, you keep on. It's automatic. After what happened to us, you keep on saying. I mean, you say, man, this water bill $450. How in the world I'm paying this $450? Then all of a sudden, somebody come, 5 cars,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
$10, and you got look it up, you got $800.
Mm-hmm.
How many times he gonna do that before you realize that when you sit around moping about something you know he gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
How many times you gotta do that? How many times he gotta dig you out of the mud and before you realize that you already know he gonna do it?
Right.
We're sitting there doubting him. That's what that was. We
Okay.
constantly doing that. We keep
Okay.
constantly doing it. That goes back to what I said about the wicked spirits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So doubting
what
on.
you gotta do to believe it? What do you gotta do for you to believe in him? To believe that what he capable of doing.
Okay. Okay. So are you saying, perhaps doubting on Abraham's part and him not seeing how the Lord of hosts is going to bring that about? And
Right,
so
right.
Sarah made a suggestion and he was all, so it seemed like a pretty good solution.
Right.
Okay.
He
Okay.
tired of waiting, but like I said, I asked the question last night. Joseph told Pharaoh, what I'm giving you is righteous. It's right. It ain't coming from me. It's right. He said, so do it to save your soul, not the body, not the body, the soul and the souls that's with you that you owe all these people in Israel. So the body ain't got nothing to do with it. So that's where the drama coming in. The body. It's two different. You're dealing with two different energies. So Jeremiah has told him, you going into Babylon. He going into Babylon for 70 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we now understand about it. I showed you how we got a pineal gland. Well, when these men said prophesied, the spirit of this angel that overshadowed him. So you can't get the gist of that if you ain't sitting there looking at it.
Yeah.
So when that angel overshadowed him, you see it's something else in him.
Mm.
So then you say, oh, well, I know that's coming to pass. See what I'm saying? So Jeremiah did that, and he told him, you're going to Babylon for 70 years. After 70 years, you're coming out. Well, Daniel went and looked at the book while he was in Shushan in the palace, and he saw what Jeremiah had prophesied there, and the time was there. So what did he do? He didn't take no chances on dealing with his flesh. He fasted.
Yes.
And what did he do? He suppressed the flesh.
Yes.
And so now
Mm-hmm.
the spirit man is sitting there. He ain't got to worry about it.
Yes.
He standing outside fumbling with the Lord of hosts. So he didn't brought the spirit man up.
Yes. Okay.
And that's why Gabriel said the first time, the day you did that,
yes,
I heard that, but these wicked angels held me up. And I didn't get here till 21 days later.
Yes.
And lo, your prince, Michael L, came to help me.
Yeah. That's good.
That's what that is. We getting, we're not separating the understanding that you got I call her Brianna. That flesh man going fire. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand where to put them at.
Yes.
Like I said, I kept on, and I'm the hardest critic on my own self, because I'm saying, as I'm keep on sitting here fumbling with the Most High, and he did all kind of stuff, and I had no idea it was gonna happen, and he done made it happen. How many times I'm gonna keep on doing this?
Come on, Leonard. Yeah.
And it's not that I'm conceited. I'm not dealing righteously with him when he keep on doing this stuff, and I keep on doubting.
And you know who he is. It's not about, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but when you have confidence in what the Lord of hosts can do, you can hold your head high, because it's not confidence in what you can do.
Right. And then like I said, I didn't understand all this. I was called out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't keep on keep on fumbling with that when he keep doing it over and over again.
That's right.
That's the reason. That's the reason I say, like I said, the Most High. Okay, let's look at the Levites. It's a Levite kept on passing by this woman's house. I don't know exactly what it's at in the scriptures, but he keep passing by this Israelite house, Lady see, but she keep on getting blessed. So she said, let me do an add-on on here.
Come
So
on. Yes.
let me
Yes.
so he's straight. See what I'm saying? So that's the reason I say what I say. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing with the most. I know what the most I capable of doing. Either you gonna get it and you gonna do it, or he gonna do it anyway. But
That's
I'm
right.
telling you, you do what you want to do.
That's right.
You
That's
did
right.
you did too much. I done seen too much.
Oh, hallelujah.
I ain't gotta talk to nobody about it. He did too much.
Oh, hallelujah.
I'm gonna be unrighteous, not to get right and understand that I gotta come at him another way. I gotta deal with him another way because he constantly being righteous with me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's why he's still there right now on the right hand side of Yahweh. Because he constantly on point.
Yes.
You can't fumble with that.
And he keep on putting himself,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? He keep on showing himself to us.
Right.
And we supposed to get it, but we keep
He
on
coming through men. He coming through people. That's what you gotta be able to understand that. He coming through people. Like I said, you ain't trying to, somebody coming 24/7. Cause I had a couple of people call me on that, but 24/7.
Come on.
You call it 24/7. You're gonna get an answer. you're gonna break it down. If I hit the phone, you know what I'm saying? What you talking about gonna get broken down.
Right.
I mean, what's wicked about that?
Nothing.
You nothing wicked about that.
That's right. That's right.
That's how they go. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, Leonard, you have made it so much. The saying that he will never leave you nor forsake you is potent,
right?
Because when you know that he's never gonna leave you nor forsake you, that means in anything he might not come when you want him to come,
right.
But you know what I'm saying. So these statements that we heard, from our grandmamas, big mama, and them, when they say he might not come when you want him, but he gonna be on time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because what you want me for might not be what he trying to do.
Come on now.
So he gonna come according to what he got.
Timetable.
Right, exactly. So like I said, I mean, I don't need nobody else to come. This had happened. I mean, even with the understanding that I got. I mean, I would be in a whole other place if the understanding hadn't came. I would be in a whole other place. And like I said, I'd rather somebody just put my head on a chopping block and chop my head off because I was stole.
Yeah.
I mean, you was living outside of reality, living outside of humanity. You stole. You ain't had no idea these people was dumping Kool-Aid on your head every day because you ain't know nothing about no giants and you ain't know nothing about the Lord of Hosts. You was a dead man walking.
Yeah.
And I refuse to go back to that.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So that's what that is. Right. So
we
had 2 hours. We're gonna
okay, I'll wait.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to share from the Targum in the book of Genesis when the Lord of Hosts had cursed the serpent. I wanted to read this interpretation.
Go ahead.
Okay, it says, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between the seed of your son and the seed of her sons. And it shall be when the sons of the woman keep the commandments of the law, they will be prepared to smite you upon your head. But when they forsake the commandments of the law, you will be ready to wound them in their heel. Nevertheless, for them there shall be a medicine, but for you there will be no medicine. And I'm thinking that must be the pineal gland.
Right.
That you were talking about.
Right.
But that's the Targum. The Targum goes into detail.
Right. It's more than one Targum, man.
Probably so. I use the one from Jonathan Ben Uziel on the Tanakh.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was just, I wanted to share that because the sister was talking about, you know, the serpent seed and
Right.
Eve seed.
Right. Yeah. And that's what amazes me about how people can make they say they woke, but they make the statement that the book of Enoch, Jasher, and these Targums and all this stuff is fairy tales. When some that's what I mean by, you know, something wrong.
Yeah.
Something wrong if you make that statement. Okay. Because you lost if you don't you can't go and look at the book of Enoch and all the dots and holes it's filling in, something wrong. Yeah.
Right, because now everything is coming together like a puzzle. It's all making sense.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay. So anybody got anything else before we go? We're gonna pick this up at 6 o'clock. Everybody good?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Yes.
keep this straight. Okay.
Come on, Judah.
I'm gonna see y'all at 6 o'clock. I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock. Shalom.
Shalom, family.
Shalom.